Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniel Gomez. Um, I'm a pro se petitioner, a registered litigant in the federal courts and the United States District Courts for South Dakota. I was kidnapped and human trafficked by North Sioux City Police Department. So my perspective on officers when they're attempting to make detain you or arrest you, it's a kidnapping when they move you against your will by force, threats, coercion, and they're armed when they do it. So a lot of you guys, maybe some of you have seen some of the videos I posted where domestic terrorists attacked me on my front porch. Well, I filed this case 420 CV 04151 against the state of South Dakota for deprivation of my rights, my jury right, my Sixth Amendment rights to the assistance of a lawyer for my defense, not for counsel. I don't want his counsel to counsel me to plead guilty and accept his fate. So this matter was before the court on plaintiff's motion to reopen case, which the court liberally construes as a motion for relief under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 60B1. On February 22nd, 2022, the court dismissed plaintiff's complaint and entered judgment against him. Document 66, page 7 of 7, ID number 828, ordering that Gomez's motion to submit additional evidence. Document 65 is granted to the extent that Gomez's attached documents related to a state court proceeding are filed in this court CMF ECF record, and I submitted the state court cases. Plaintiff seeks relief from the court's judgment pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 60B6. Rule 60B6 grants federal courts broad authority to relieve a party from a final judgment upon such terms as are just. I posted yesterday or today maybe pictures of the judge's order denying the motion to reopen, saying that there's no good cause. He did not exercise his broad discretion. He's abusing his discretion, which is violating my right to the Seventh Amendment right to a civil jury trial. So circumstances have denied the moving party a full and fair opportunity to litigate his claim. During the course of this proceeding here, domestic terrorist police organization members in retaliation arrested me to deprive me of my right and access to my court documents. And I demanded a civil jury trial over and over. I gotta get some other papers here. So let's see. So this went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court clerk justice withheld this from the justices, and they keep trying to get me to follow these little made-up court rules which deprive petitioners of meaningful access to the courts, or further deprivation of the First Amendment rights. It's violation of the rights. You go through and read some stuff there. I had questions, so I was commenting on an officer's something stuff. I scrolled through my stuff. I don't like watching all these police brutality videos. It kind of upsets me a lot. And I don't know why people keep asking them, what are you detaining me for, or what crime did I commit? The question to ask is, why are you kidnapping me under color of law? So they fabricated charges on me. I had bonded out on escape one time, and they keep bringing it up. I'll be right back. I gotta go get some other documents. Give me a minute. I also filed a judicial complaint against Robert Lang. They're calling me John Doe when they know my name. Robert Lang had a complaint lodged against him, and he didn't like it. His order denying my stuff was very short. So I had questions that were not answered. This whole stack, man. So I listed all the related cases. Okay. My constitutional questions in the case are all men created equal with certain inherent rights, amongst which include the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty? Is a person or an officer attempted to make a warrantless arrest threatening a man's liberty? Yes. Does a privately retained court-appointed attorney for his or her client owe a duty to pursue his defenses and defend vigorously? Yes. Do all criminally accused defendants have a Sixth Amendment right to a speedy trial and the assistance of a lawyer for his defense? Does this record indicate or imply a voluntary waiver of First Amendment rights? No. Does this record indicate and imply a voluntary waiver of Second, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh, Eighth, 14th Amendment rights? No, it doesn't. This doesn't reflect a voluntary waiver. This reflects that any waiver of those rights that was obtained under threats, duress, and coercion. Are all listed related cases raised in defense against criminal accusations from the state? The answer is yes. I raised these in defense against criminal accusations, which the lawyer refused to do. That was supposed to assist me do this. I have provided my defense against all criminal complaints against me within these documents and related cases. In doing so, do my several court-appointed attorneys owe a duty to the petitioner? Yes, they do. Is petitioner entitled to summary judgment? Okay. Are United States governments instituted amongst the people of the United States to secure rights and privileges to the citizens of the United States or for the citizens of other countries? Example, Palestine, Ukraine, Afghanistan. Why is the United States government defending all their rights over there and stuff like that and violating ours right here? Depriving the United States citizens the right to defend themselves against armed domestic terrorist police departments and imprisoning those of us who exercise our rights here in the homeland. They imprison us and convict us. Provide and appoint defective counselors who are unarmed and defenseless to provide the defenses in a civil manner. And they refuse to assist us in our defense. Does the U.S. Constitution secure the right of the people individually to enjoy and defend life and liberty, or are we to rely solely on court-appointed lawyers? What does the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause mean? Can a state be held liable under the Respondent Superior Monell Doctrine? If so, under what circumstances? Clarify the requirements for Monell liability to attach to a Respondent Superior. What are the obligations and duties of a lawyer to a client? To defend vigorously against criminal accusations. Does the obligation of a lawyer to client differ, expand, or diminish depending on whether the client is a court-appointed client versus a client obtaining private lawyer at his own expense? Does the amount of money used to obtain counsel have any effect on the duties and obligations of a lawyer to his client? Define or clarify effective assistance of a lawyer. Define and clarify what ineffective assistance of a lawyer entails. What is an accessory to a crime? What is harboring a fugitive from justice? What are the elements of harboring a fugitive from justice? What is obstruction of a judicial proceeding or justice? So when them cops arrested me on my porch, the video's on there where I broke one cop's jaw and they tased me in the face and all that, after assaulting me first. They were obstructing the judicial proceedings in 4151, filed in 2020, Gomez versus State of South Dakota. They obstructed justice and they deprived me of my legal documents. What are the elements of obstructing any such proceeding? Who can be found guilty of obstructing justice? Can a lawyer obstruct justice without facing a penalty? Can a judge obstruct justice without facing a penalty? So when the judge ordered me with the bonds, they were obstructing. Who can be charged with the violation of Title 18 U.S. Code 241 and 242, deprivation of rights and conspiracy against rights? Are police officers persons for purposes of state and federal criminal statutes pertaining to criminal acts committed, falling under the definition of any person? Example, any person who commits said crime is guilty of such. Is an officer any person? Yes, they are. Is the policy... I'm going to come back with more. I'm going to post another video right after this. This is part 1.